And hello everybody. Welcome to another build review. Today what we're going to be looking at is the Warhammer Underworlds Nightvault Zarbag's Gitz. Now before we get into the actual build, I did want to show you guys what comes inside of the box and how it's packaged. So it's very yellow. Very yellow. You get 9 miniatures in this, I believe. Yep, you get 9 miniatures in this. 9 fighter cards, and then looks like a bunch of other cards and so on and so forth. I really like the way these figures look, so that's why I picked them up. As far as the plastic itself goes, I mean, it looks to be of decent quality. Nothing wrong with it. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few mold lines to remove off of it, but I mean something like the Night Goblin netter here. I mean, that alone just looks pretty impressive. So I mean, overall, I think these are going to build up very nicely. You know, Games Workshop tells you that you can do these push and fit without glue and so on. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it the regular way. These 3 archers are from the like the regular Night Goblin set back in the day, so it's nothing new as far as the figures go. But I really like this guy. I think this is Zarbag, and I really like the Fanatic with the ball and chain and so on and so forth. So he looks really cool. There's a couple of squigs in here too, which are neat, and some cards. I'm not gonna touch these. I wouldn't know what any of these mean, even if I did open them, and I'm not going to touch these because once I end up painting this and selling it, I want the cards to be in decent condition. So what I'm gonna do off camera now is remove all this off the sprues, clean it, and then we'll come back for the actual assembly. Okay, so everything is clean, and now we're going to start assembling. So I got my Temi Extra Thin, plastic cement, got the small instruction manual, and we can get going. So I know these are supposed to be snap fit or whatever you want to call it, but I know better than to trust Games Workshop and their engineering as far as figures go. So we'll certainly be using glue on this. Alright, let's get these 2 halves together. So this and this. And as far as the yeah, so like these are supposed to be snap fit. Like how are you supposed to? Hold on, maybe I'm missing something. So let me grab the head real quick. Where's the head? Nope, there's the head. Grab the head. Maybe that's what I'm missing. That's a little better, but I mean, yeah, so much for snap. Well, I mean, it stays together, so it's not like it's falling apart, but still. Now, as far as the actual, let me take this head off so I can actually glue this properly. As far as the actual quality on these goes, I mean, it's exquisite. The detail on here is awesome. As far as the fit, we'll find out, obviously. But when it comes to the cleanup, I mean, just what you would expect from, number 1, from a Games Workshop kit, and number 2, from a $35 Games. Is that how much this was? Was it 35 bucks? I think so. Let me double check, but there's no price on here. But I think they're 35 bucks or somewhere around there. So it's what you would expect. I mean, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a mold line free figure by any means, but it wasn't terrible either. So it did take some cleaning, and maybe spent an hour cleaning all this up, which wasn't too bad. That's the only thing I have a bit of an issue with is the fact that the plastic is yellow. Now, granted, it's a darker yellow, so that's a good thing. The reason I take issue with it being yellow is because the mold lines are a lot harder to see on the yellow. So I remember years ago, Victrix Miniatures released a... that doesn't fit here. There's going to be another one for this. Released a set of Austrian Napoleonic Grenadiers and infantry. And they cast these in their infinite wisdom for some reason. What is that piece? They cast these in very bright yellow plastic, which I then attempted to clean. So there's a gap right here, which I don't know if it's supposed to be there, but I don't like it being there. This is the right piece. So, anyways, so it just became an incredible pain in the rear to clean, to the point where I gave up about halfway through that regiment. I think it was Austro-Hungarian Grenadiers and some regular Austrian infantry. Oh, that's why. That's UC's boo-boo. Because this goes on this side. There we go. That fits a lot better now. But yeah, so in short, and they say to put this on last, so let's follow the instructions. In short, yellow is very hard to clean as far as mold lines go. So this isn't too bad because it's a dark yellow, so it's not too bad, especially under the proper lighting, but that light yellow, and this was years and years ago and I still haven't forgotten it, so it was that bad. That light yellow was a pain in the butt. This wasn't too bad. I'd still rather see it in, gray, like normal figures, but whatever. So at least it's not red or blue, because red and blue are terrible to clean. There's the new, what is it, Blackstone Fortress, I think it is. There's a few figures in that I really wanted. The Eldar one and a couple of other ones that I was like, okay, these are awesome figures. I could really, I really want these. And then I realized that they're all cast in red plastic, and I was like, yeah, hell no, not happening. So I was ready to go pick that up because it just looked awesome. And it being Thanksgiving weekend this weekend, I have quite a few days off to myself, so it would have given me a really cool project to work on. But yeah, seeing that it was cast in red plastic, I said nope, not happening, because that would have been a nightmare to clean mold lines off of, just to see the mold lines to clean them off of. Which, I mean, those of you guys, I know there's some people out there who just don't bother cleaning their figures, just because, I mean, if you're using it for, just regular normal gaming and stuff, then it's okay not to clean them, and it's okay if they're not perfect. So I mean, yeah, if that doesn't bother you, then by all means. But yeah, me, I just nope. But yeah, these goblins are really cool. Like, there's been a rumor going around on the interwebs, and this might have been confirmed at this point by now. I don't know. I don't really follow the interwebs that much. But last I checked, there was a rumor going around on the interwebs that goblins are going to be next in Age of Sigmar, which would be awesome. I'd love to see some, like, really cool gobos. And there goes my new phone. I don't know how the hell that happened, but there goes my new phone. Where'd it go? Hold on. How the hell did you fall off? Did you vibrate or something? Yeah, you did. Okay, that's how you fell off. Yeah, I got a new phone yesterday, so I feel kind of bad at, falling off my desk in the first 24 hours. But yeah, those goblin. If that's the case with Games Workshop, then yeah, they're going to be getting a lot of my business next month. If they're releasing goblins, that's granted if they're any good. I mean, I'm expecting them to be quite good. So yeah, should be something to look forward to. Again, these are going together quite well. Again, I wouldn't recommend just snap fitting them in place like GW suggests you can do, because they're not. They're gonna fall apart. But I mean, they are going together quite well, and there's very little, if any, gaps. So it's not bad. Again, I wish the color was a little different, because the yellow's throwing me off a little bit. Alright, next base I think is going to be this one. Is that correct? Maybe. Should it be? No. Next base is going to be this one. No? Yeah. Okay. Next gobbo is going to be this guy. Okay, this is gonna be an odd... Or no, I thought that was like a half a spear thing, but it's not. Okay. So, these plus this equals this. He's got like a weird cauldron thing on his back. It's actually, I love the character of these guys. I mean, they're just like, between like the silliness of them and just like the weird stuff on them, I really do like the character on these. That's why I got them. My next wish list item is the... What's a head? It's a head I need. My next wish list item is going to be the other goblin, or whatever you want to call it, set, the ones with the trolls in it, with all the mushrooms and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be my next one. That's not a head. What the heck's the head? That's a squig. That's a squig. Am I missing something here? That's a squig. Squig, squig. Full goblin, full goblin, full goblin. Squig, squig, squig. Squig, squig, squig. Am I legit missing something here, or am I just legit dumb? Could be either or. And that's a portion of a squig. This is a portion of a squig. And this certainly looks to be a portion of a squig. As does this. As does this. That's a full goblin. And that's a squig. Base, base, base. And goblins. So, hold on, let me look at the sprues. Maybe I forgot to cut something off. No. Cut everything. Did I lose a piece already? I don't think so. I don't know. Is it either or, maybe? I don't think so either. No. Well, you know what? Let's continue. Let me just check the box in case it like fell off the screw or something at some point. Yeah, the box is empty. So I either lost a piece already, or I'm just screwing myself up somehow. I don't know, but I'm going to continue on. Just do a quick scan of my floor here, just in case the carpet ate it. I don't think so, no. Alright, so we're going to continue on. And hopefully we can figure out what the hell happened to that one piece. Huh. That's different. Okay. Anyhow, let me not waste time at least and keep going a little bit here. So this base is next with this guy on it. Ooh, I bent the arrow. Son of a gun. I might as well re-glue it now, since sooner or later I'm going to have to anyhow, so I might as well do it now. Okay. Goblin number 4 is... what's his base look like? Is it you? Might be you. That's you. Yeah. Okay, goblin number 4 is this guy. That's another thing I was thinking about what to, oh, it's not this guy. Whoops. It's this guy. I was thinking about what to paint these as now. Obviously, the regular scheme for Night Goblins is the black cloaks, but I was thinking about actually mixing it up a little bit, maybe, and adding another color in there just for variety's sake. So I'll see. I'll see when it comes time to actually paint it. And I got one more page left, so the netter. Let's do him next. He goes on this base, I believe. Yep. And the final archer goes on this base. That's another cool thing about these is the bases come, you know, somewhat pre-textured at least, so I don't have to like go and spend hours upon hours flocking it afterwards, which is always a plus. And now my 2 squigs. So I'm definitely missing a head, a goblin head, which I will find as soon as these squigs are done, or attempt to find as soon as these squigs are done, so we can finish this off, because that would bother me if I can find it. It's gotta be somewhere. Like it didn't just grow legs and walk away. Oh, I might have. This squig gets this head. Another thing, squigs are awesome in this too. I really like the way they look. Oops. This way. Am I like not pushing this in hard enough, or? Yeah, I think so. Because, there we go. I'm gonna say, because there's no way in hell that like half of his, there's like that big of a gap in his mouth over there. Alright, so this squig gets, which base? This squig gets, does it matter? Yeah, I guess it does, huh? This base here. I think it's this base here. Yeah, it is. Is that Mr. Squig? Why aren't you cooperating? There we go. Okay. And now squig number 2. That's another thing I don't think I ever finished my thought on. That is one of the reasons I do like these snap fit figures, even though I still glue them, obviously, is they're engineered to go together so much tighter for obvious reasons, because they're supposed to be snap fit. So the gaps end up being a lot less noticeable, or just non-existent after you end up gluing them, because once the glue ends up setting and so on and so forth, a lot of the gaps just end up being non-existent. Like, I've never had to fill one of these snap fit figures before, which is an awesome thing. As much as I hate filling gaps and so on and so forth. So now we are left with a headless goblin. You're left with a headless goblin. So let me put our headless goblin on his base at least. And now I'm going to find said head and come back to you guys for the final thoughts on these guys. So I will be back in a sec. Okay, and we are successfully back with our missing goblin head and the carpet monster. I was holding it hostage. It was a fight. It was a hell of a fight, but I got it. I'm actually relieved because I was about to like run out to the hobby store and get another set, just in case I didn't find this one. Alright, so this completes the final model. Now let's take a closer look at all of them. I mean, for a 20-minute build, granted it took like an hour to clean all of them, but for a 20-minute build, not bad at all, especially detail-wise. They're quite impressive. As I said, what I love about these Shadespire or Underworld, or whatever you want to call these kits, whatever Games Workshop calls this game, is number one, their base, number two, the fact that they're snap fit, or supposed to be snap fit, and the gaps are a lot nicer, a lot neater, so there's less filling afterwards. Mold lines, just like any other kit, really. I mean, those will never go away, you know, unless you 3D print everything, and that's not a reality at this point. So overall, yeah, very nice quality. Granted, some of the figures are recycled from older GW figures, like the archers. The netter, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Netter, I'm pretty sure it's a new model. But the archers, for the most part, recycled. I think this guy got like a new hat. But the poses look very similar to the old Night Goblin archers for fantasy. Not to say that's a bad thing, because I really like the Night Goblin models in general. So I'm not really complaining about it. I guess I'm just pointing out a fact. I love this this drunk fanatic here. I mean, that's just brilliant. This is the kind of stuff I mean when I say I just love the character on these guys. That is just brilliant. A drunk goblin fanatic. This is my favorite one, absolutely. And then I think this is the main guy, right? So yeah, these all look... I can't wait to start painting these. You should see the first part of the paint video on this. That's even if there's a second part, I might do them all in one go. I'll see, but you should see the first part on these coming up in the next few days. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys thought, and stay tuned for the next part.